So you got clap, so you got clap. I'm on now, I'm on now. Hey, so you got clap, so you got clap. I'm on now, say I'm on now. Hey, gotta celebrate life, and that's alright. Know what I do? Yeah, I can't been working so hard, just supporting the couples out of these moves. Let me hit snooze.
Okay. So, Kaya Can, what are y'all working on now that you can dish out about?
So I have a short film, my first project that I wrote and co-directed. So started wearing a couple other hats. It's completely filmed. It's in post-production right now, getting edited, and I'm trying to drop the trailer this week before Black History Month because it has to do with Black History. It's called Eavesdropping on the Elders, and it's my first SAG film. So that was a challenge, making a film SAG, and I did it because I really, really wanted these two actors who are both in the union, and they weren't allowed to be in the project unless I made a union. So that was I learned so much about producing a project that's in the union. I had a budget. I raised almost $10,000 for it on my own. So yeah, that's what I'm working on now. I'm also producing another friend's project called My Package, and it's my first action short. So I'm really excited about that. It's an action comedy. I first AD'd on a project this past weekend, a horror. I have two projects that I produced as well that are in festivals right now. Yeah, and that's called one is called Plucked, and the other one's called Outgraded. So yeah, working on a lot.
Okay, that's what's up. How did you get what was the process of becoming SAG affiliated?
Oh gosh. So it's not that it's very difficult. It just can be tedious, and you have to be very organized. But there's an application that you fill out on the SAG website, and they have a checklist of all these different forms. You have to fill out a ton of forms, and they assign you not an agent, but a representative that you communicate with throughout the entire process. But my representative was terrible and never communicated, never answered my phone calls, never responded to my emails. So I'm hoping that my project is SAG because I don't even know if she sent in the paperwork. But anyway, so I had to send in proof that I paid each one of my actors $125 a day minimum. You can defer pay, but I didn't. I chose not to. You also have to pay into the health and pension fund, and that depends on how many background actors you have and how many principal actors, and you pay a percentage based on that, which was very expensive as well.
I can see.
Yeah. So it's just a lot of paperwork, and you just have to make sure you're on it. You have to have call sheets. You have to make sure that you have lunch within 6 hours. If you go over there's meal penalties. It operates like a real union set.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I had to really be on it.
It's the big leagues.
Yeah, I don't know if I would do it again anytime soon until I had a bigger budget and but it was great. I had most of Tyler Perry's hair and makeup. They did special effects. I had people get bald caps, and I can send you the poster if you want to add it on here too. Yeah.
That's cool.
But I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. And how long? What's the movie about?
So it's called Eavesdropping on the Elders, and it's crazy how it came into being. I'm trying to be short, but my dad has ALS, which is how I got here to Atlanta. I was in New York doing the fellowship, and I ended up moving to Atlanta because I wanted to be closer to my parents. My dad, we found out that he didn't have a lot of time left. At that time, he was diagnosed. They told us he had 2 to 5 years to live. And I moved down here to pursue my dream, but also to be 2 hours away because my parents are in South Carolina now.
Okay.
Yeah. So my dad's an author. He's an entrepreneur, a business consultant. He started Entrepreneurship High School in Cincinnati, Ohio. He was also president of the NAACP. He is a strong civil rights activist for Black people and for economic empowerment and the freedom of Black people. And freedom as far as us being psychologically enslaved at this point.
Yeah.
So
that's where you get your hustle in you from, huh?
That's definitely right. From my mama too, though. She's a nurse, Oh yeah, I definitely get it from her too. Both of them. Jim and Sylvia Klingman.
Give it up for the Klingman.
Yes.
That's important.
Yeah. But my dad wrote a piece called Eavesdropping on the Elders in one of his books, Black Owned Knowledge, and he's written 10 books. He's crazy. He was like diagnosed and like could hardly even write, like pick up a pen, and he was still typing, not writing, but he wrote his last book a few years ago, and he's still alive, thank God.
Good.
But yeah, so he had a piece, and he emailed me like 3 years ago and was like, Kaya, if you could ever do anything with this piece, I would love you. Like, I know you're getting into film. And I was like, okay, Dad. But as things were getting worse, he had been in the hospital a few times for blood clots in his lungs, and things were just getting worse and worse. And I was like, I need to do something for my dad. Like, no tangible gift, no birthday gift, no Father's Day gift is going to be enough to show him like how much he's been influential on my life, and how much of a positive impact he's been on my life. And I wanted to do something that could live past him and that he could have forever.
Right.
So I started writing it 2 years ago, and I basically just adapted what he wrote and made it into a story.
Okay.
And added a lot, like the narrator essentially was myself, and just adapted it to a story. I ended up giving him the script on his 73rd birthday, or the 74th. I think it was 74th birthday. And that's all I planned to do with it. I was just like giving him a script, like, hey, and it was nice. He liked it, but things were getting worse and worse. And it was January of last year. I was like, I need to make this. I need to make this into a short film.
Yeah.
I need to do something with it. And ended up telling my other producer, who got on board immediately. I told, just my circle, and everyone rallied around to help me get it done. We ended up tweaking it. I tweaked it a lot, changed the writing because that was my first script, so I ended up getting like other writers involved.
Yeah.
We changed it. I didn't know how to direct, so I did want to co-direct, so my vision wasn't compromised, but ended up getting a co-director who was amazing as well, and raised money for it, and I was able to deliver it to him. The first draft, I premiered it at the Freedom Fund Center in Cincinnati, Ohio, for his 75th birthday last August. So it was incredible. He had no idea, and being able to see his writings, turn into something visually was just incredible.
Yeah.
And I have all his friends and family like flew across the country to be there for him.
That's beautiful.
And it was just a perfect 75th birthday gift. So I'm just really glad I was able to do that. And if this project doesn't go anywhere, it at the very least did that.
Yeah,
but now I'm like, okay, I'm trying to fine tune it and make sure it's good for festivals, and so I can premiere it publicly.
How long?
Right now it's 22 minutes, and I'm trying to get it down to 18 because most of the like HBO short film contest for ABFF, it has to be under 20 including credits. So I'm gonna be able to get it down. But right now the first draft was 22 minutes. Yeah.
How'd you go about raising funds for it?
Oh, that was difficult, but at the same time it wasn't, because I reached out to my dad's network, and my dad has a huge network. He used to speak all across the country at different colleges, universities. He was a professor at University of Cincinnati, and I reached out to all his contacts. I had my mom take his phone one day and go through his email, and I reached out to them. They're like, yes, how can I help you? Yes, we love Jim. How can we help him? Especially knowing what he's dealing with, the illness he has. And just kept pursuing. I made a video. I made a package letter of different tiers of donating, what they would receive if they would become associate producer. And I was lucky to have 2 executive producers who each donated. One donated $1,500, the other one donated $1,000, which really helped. Really helped. And one of the executive producers even has helped creatively collab with me and help me with the writing process. And that's been great too. So yeah, really just got to keep asking and even get annoying. Not be afraid to get annoying, bother people, following up, lots of phone calls, lots of talking to people, especially the people who I was asking. They were older, so they don't know how to text. They don't know Cash App. They don't know PayPal. I had people Western Union me. I didn't even know how to do that. So yeah, just hustling, and I had a strict deadline. And so when you have a deadline, my dad's birthday was August 11th. I was like, I got to get it done before then. like you'll make stuff happen. You'll
Yeah.
figure stuff out. And I also used a lot like my savings too. So
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
That's alright. Know what I do. Yeah, I can't been working so hard, they supporting the couples out of these moves. Let me hit snooze, time for me to get up, get bust. I ain't got time to be stuck. You been escaping, but so many tickets up. It's been an honor, the blessing, I don't believe in luck. I'm ready for my son, yeah. And I dare you to get in my way. Cause I'm ready for my son, yeah. You better get so you got clap. So you got clap. I'm on now. I'm on now. Say so you got clap.